Hey guys, Dan here today. Wanted to do another review of something I kind of put off for quite a while. And yeah, it's a pretty nice day. You can see some ice in the background, but I definitely want to get out of the dark confines where I usually shoot my review videos. So let's get started. And this is going to be the review on my Kuiu Mountain Star 2-person tent. Let me get it set up and we'll start talking. Alright guys, now I set this tent up. If you want to see a detailed tent install and setup, let me know. Post in the comments and I'll fire one up. It's pretty simple, and I'll touch on a couple things in regards to it when I get around to that. First thing I want to break the ice with, you've seen a lot of my videos, a lot of high price gear, and my big thing is I'm not sponsored. I'm not, everything's out of pocket. I buy the same sales you guys buy. I scrounge for the same discounts you guys buy. You'll see I'm wearing a Kuiu jacket, Stone Glacier pants, Kuiu tent, Stone Glacier pack that I came up here with. First Light here, so I have no brand loyalty either. If the gear works, it works, and that's all I care about. In my other line of employment, I don't get to choose a lot of the gear I use. It's kind of forced upon me, so when I go out into the woods, I want stuff that works, plain and simple. And I got no problem saying what works, what doesn't, and what I kind of change. So let's kind of hit it up. Because I'm out in the woods, I got my trusty old piece of paper here to keep me on track for this video. Instead of the whiteboard I usually set up underneath the tripod here. So first off, Kuiu Mountain Star 2P tent. I first got to see this at a Kuiu Days in Canada there, and I kind of fell in love with it. They had discount code at the time. I went to go order, didn't have it in stock. I was about a month and a half away from the solo sheep hunt that you see me talk about on here, and so I started scouring for another tent. I picked up something else a couple weeks later. It got there, and at the same time I got a email that said this tent was back in stock and I could get it rush shipped. So I pulled out the credit card and I ordered it. I did a video setting up both tents, things like that, but in the end I chose the Kuiu to go up. Key reasons why I chose the Kuiu tent to go solo with. One was the freestandingness. I didn't know in the mountains how I could reliably set up a tent. And I know with a lot of the weather that can happen, it can get blown around, things like that. So I wanted a freestanding tent. Previously, when it was just Justine and Lyle and I going to the mountains, we used a Snug Pack Scorpion 3 tent, and we loved that thing. Problem is, it was 7 pounds. So when I seen this advertised weight, so I'll show a picture here on my scale. It came at 3 pounds 7 ounces. So considering the Snug Pack was sitting almost 7 pounds, like that's a significant weight cut. That's a day and a half worth of food. So that definitely worked. Plus, when it all compresses down to this bag here, the other bags, it's great. So it easily fits in the side pack of my Stone Glacier, the 2 outside pockets, and it worked great. I loved it. When I get down to what I really liked about it and what I took it for was size. So this is listed as a 2-person, and even on their website, it is tight for a 2-person. Solo, myself, it was great. These 2 vestibules, there's one on the other side as well, holds my pack, gives me plenty of room, plus I had another outroot kind of deal. I felt really grateful about both outroots per se. After my first encounter with a grizzly bear, it made me feel good that I could get out a second way. So little bonus points there. But having a kit here, having another spot where even in the torrential downpours that I had, I could still kind of cook, not be in the tent, and keep kit dry. So those are good things. If I had to put another guy my size in there, so I'm 6'2", 239 pounds, very broad shoulders, and it would be tight. It would definitely be tight. Be doable, especially if they're into hunting as much as I am. Me and Justine, could we go solo together? Yeah, we could probably fit with our kit. The only thing is with the vestibules the way they are, it would be kind of tight coming in and out. A couple of things I really, really do like about this tent is obviously the freestanding, how it survived weather. You'll see a short here. The very first night, I had about 7-8 hours of thunderstorms, and this was on the top of the mountain. I set it into a little crevasse just to try and keep it out of the wind as much as possible. You're not going to put a tent on the top of a mountain, right? And man, I slept like a baby until the thunder hit, but it was good. I had total confidence in that tent. The color. I love the color. Maybe it comes from what I used to do for work, but I love the browns. I love the kind of blackies. It works. It definitely works for color. Glow in the dark things. Kuiu, you really actually hit the nail on this. From little ties here to all the runners or stringers, whatever you call them, to cinch it down, they all have glow indicators. Heck, there's a really cool but can be creepy sometimes giant Rams logo on the top of the tent that glows, so when you wake up in the middle of the night, you kind of can see it. Kuiu, didn't know that in the first place. It did scare me the first time, but it was cool. I did like it, and it reminded me what I was up there for. Little storage areas. So there are little storage areas here there for you to put stuff, things like that. The bug net. So compared to the other tent that I was looking at carrying, the Seek Silvertip, this has bug screen. And you'll see in another short that I did, there was a lot of bugs that time. And yeah, it kept them at bay. I didn't have a single creature come in, and it was great. All in all, for its pack weight, its size, its features, this is a really good tent. Not without its problems though. And this is where honesty hits for me, okay? So this is where I'll hit this. Okay, the floor. The floor is super thin, guys. I used the Seek ground sheet for underneath of it. Now that one rainstorm I had, so this is the first night out, I didn't really get too choosy because I just wanted to get out of that wind, and there was some rocks there, and I wore a hole through it. Now, I didn't wear a hole through my ground sheet, but the rubbing that caused when I was sleeping on it wore a hole through it, and actually wore a hole through my air mattress too. So luckily I had a repair kit. I fixed it with some tenacious tape for the bottom to keep everything watertight down there. But I don't even think using Kuiu's ground sheet would have helped. Obviously, you sit on rocks, you're running that risk, but it is an extremely thin floor. So either make sure you have your ground sheet or something to place underneath of it, or purchase Kuiu's kind of deals. But just be cognizant that it is extremely thin. The bug screen. So it worked. Don't get me wrong there. It kept the bugs out. But I'm already noticing it's kind of, I don't know the technical term, but it's kind of separating-ish, where it is super thin. It'll take a lot, but eventually I can see it either wearing out or bugs being able to get in. And I know some people end up taking a little toothpick and putting them all back in line, but I kind of expect it to withstand a little more. I noticed this actually after, so did the initial setup in the backyard, no problems. The first setup in the mountains, I kind of noticed it was there. Maybe it's the way I'm rolling it up, maybe it's the way I'm folding it, but it just, they're starting to come apart-ish. They're not, I think it's because of the lightweight material that they're using kind of deal, and there's a little bit of flex in it, but I don't know. So it's just something to be cautious with, but I know there's screen repair kits out there. Okay, clips. Now, it is a two-part. In theory, you could put the fly first and then hook this up. That's the way I actually ran a lot of the times, because after that first day, this fly was soaked. The outside of it was absolutely drenched. And as you know, if you touch the fly, you're going to end up getting water. So I wanted to keep the tub itself dry so that I didn't have to worry. So I rolled it up, I did roll it up separately and put it in a different part of my pack. That's why I do wish there was one more bag with this. There's the 3 bags, stakes, poles, tent, but I do wish there was another bag that I could separate it. I like organization, but it's these little tiny clips, and no different than the buckles that you use for your pack and things like that. Because I kept taking it apart and putting it back together, I noticed they wore really quickly. A couple times when I was cold, trying to get them in, trying to get it together in the dark with the headlamp pointed somewhere else because you're crawling up underneath and you're missing and it's bending and flexing. This is a real weak point in my mind, which Kuiu, if you do listen to this, take a point from Snugpak. So Snugpak uses toggles, and the toggle just holds there, clips in, and it's just there. And the cool thing about those is I could easily replace it with a stick and just tie it in with 550 cord, and it would work great. So the clips, I think, are a future fail safe or a fail point if you use this a lot or if it gets extremely cold. This is a 3-season tent. I know the Snugpak is listed as a 4-season tent, though it is getting kind of iffy, but just one little thing would, 1, make setup quicker, 2, just give me that confidence that I'm not going to break the clip. I could probably still tie it with 550 cord, but I would really like those toggles. That's just one key point. Pole. Okay, so I opted for the carbon fiber poles, and right out of the package, I had one of the carbon fiber poles frayed. Kuiu, spot on warranty, no problem. You sent me one, you rushed it because you knew how quickly I was taking it out to the woods. Now, what it was is they sent me the longest one. So unfortunately, the frayed one I had was a shorter one, so I had to cut it down. I wasn't set up for cutting carbon fiber, or it's the same material and same size diameter as arrows. So luckily I did have a buddy that was set up for cutting carbon fiber arrows. We just zipped it through his saw and we had it going. Could I have used that pole still? Yes, I could have. But they got it to me in time and it worked. So straight up. That's pretty much the snapshot of it. For all the problems I just listed, this is a great tent. It is definitely on the pricier side, but that's what you get when you're paying for lightweight. So if you're willing to take the risks for the floor and the clips, then I definitely would consider the investment into the Kuiu tent. If you're not, start looking somewhere else. But will this tent live in my gear? Yes, it will. 100%. With my oldest son coming up, he likes getting out camping. We'll always use this and get it out. So all in all, Kuiu, good tent. Couple little tweaks, and this would be a great tent. And anyways, so hopefully you like this review. It's actually really nice despite the little frost in here. So I'm going to go keep hiking around. And you know what to do. Like, subscribe, follow us. Check out our Insta face and keep real. All right, guys. Talk to you later.